Hey guys, it's me Tilly, and today I'm here with the long promised gearing / progression guide up until Rommel. But really, do make sure to check out the corner in the top right if I already uploaded another one of these videos. I do them every few months when there's big changes that you need to know, just like the free gear change we got about a month ago. But really, before I get started, let me tell you that everything I talk about will be time-stamped, so if you missed something, go check those stamps out, or maybe check them out right now if you are able to skip the first few bits, because they are pretty straightforward for anybody who has already watched one of these videos, but not so much for people that are here for the first time. I will guide you through different steps, like the first character progression goals you need to hit, the first items you need to obtain, and also where to spend your first gold. I will try to delay the process of actually spending gold as far as possible, and we'll try to unlock as many raids as possible without spending a single dime, so that when you need to spend gold, you know exactly which item you need to go for. But without any further ado, let's jump into what you actually want to do with your new character to get to the end game as fast as possible. First thing is you need your free gear. Basically, you'll get it from the character growth goal right here once you reach level 100, which is different from the past where you needed a certain story progression to get it. I still highly recommend you to not rush levels via Abyssal Arena or any other means. I will still suggest you to push through the main story and level that way. Because one of the first things you need to do is you need to complete your Redeemers. 4 times Nimhain, 4 times Baylor, 1 time Brig. That will give you a combined stat value of 2,500 attack and 11 crit. Those stats are not just nice to get, they're mandatory these days. The game is legit just balanced around you having those. And if you just rush level 100 and you're still in the middle of Season 2, you will have to do this Season 2 and 3 story anyway. Like, you will just need to double dip if you rush levels over rushing story. So save your time. In the beginning it might seem a bit slow, it might seem a bit annoying to do, but really in the end it will save you probably a lot of time. Anyway, once you get your free gear at level 100, obviously it is full Astera and level 100 accessory. That is pretty neat. The next thing you really need to make sure of is getting all of the important skills upgraded. I will show just the most important skills on screen right here that will give you attack and also defense. One thing that I need to tell you right now is you can level up agility to get some more defense, but really only until you get 2000 agility. Same for willpower and crit. Do not, like right now I could show you, I could get some more agility spending 2k AP, which in theory would boost my defense, but really just to show you right now, 18683, it didn't do anything, so I just wasted 2k AP to show you that you don't need to waste it if you're already above the 2000 threshold. So after getting your skills, your free gear and the Redeemers completed, by the way, the Redeemers, Brig will be one of those that you may need some few days to complete. It's not super important to have them done like on the very first day, but you should have a pretty high priority on all of them if you just started out. The next thing is even more so Ein Lacher. It is the challenge mode of this game where you need to do certain things or certain bosses while getting hit 3 or less times. I think right now, or before a few weeks ago, there was an event where they made it so you could get hit 4 times. Whenever it's an event like this, you really want to make sure to get the most out of it if you haven't finished it yet. But I will show you the most important titles / achievements you need to do to get all of the stats. And talking about all the stats, it will be 5 balance and 3 critical, aka 8 of these permanent stats that are just yet again kind of a requirement these days to really get something done in the end game. And the good part here is you don't need to complete Ein Lacher on the first day, on the first week. If you get started today, however, as you're watching this video, doing 1 or 2 of the overall 70 battles you need to do, you will be done in like a month and a half, when everything else is done. But if you first focus on making money, on getting all of the other items, you will in the end hit a wall where you really need these stats, or you'll have to spend another 50-60 million gold to get them. So I'd suggest you go over to the Ein Lacher menu, and the top 10 battles are always battles of the day. You can do them as many times as you want until you finish them. On a golden medal, ideally you could technically do them in like 2 rotations. First up, silver medal, which is not dying and not using a potion, which will also already give you like half of the stats. But really the golden one is the end goal you want to reach. If you do like 1 battle per day, maybe 2 battles per day, after a few weeks you'll get the gist of it and you'll be able to do like 3 or 4 per day. So after a few weeks, as I said, if you start now, you'll be done with Ein Lacher in at most 2 months, which is most likely the time it will take you to get everything up until Rommel if you are just starting out for the first time. Okay, before I get into any item you should get or really any detail in this guide, the first stat I want to cover for the entirety of your progression is Counterforce. On the new free gear, you are already on 146, while Rommel requirements are 160. So what you want to do is, whichever one of your 4 accessories is the cheapest to upgrade, it will start out with the rings, because they come with a lower enhancement level. You upgrade them to get actually +3 Counterforce per upgrade. All of them give you the same boost per level, that's why I said always go for the cheapest one. And with just the free stuff, you will easily be able to get to the Rommel Counterforce requirements, even beyond. So with that, we finish the Counterforce talk for this progression guide. Obviously, in the future, you want to upgrade them to higher level stuff, but to be honest, with the next boss, there's already the level 110 earring out there, so you may want to delay your level 105 accessory acquisition until then, because 105 will get cheaper and there's even going to be a new tier. So settle for level 100 for now. You'll be good. Alright, having done all of these things that I mentioned so far, the first kind of stat gate for you should be the AP items. If you head over to the Korean Inn right here, it's basically where you spawn and you talk to the old guy. I forgot his name again, I'm sorry. I should have screenshots on screen right now. You buy the AP items, namely the epaulet and the necklace for a combined 800 defense and 800 attack. Buying these and having done everything I said so far will get you access to, I think it's already Ragnahim. It will get you pretty far actually to the level 105 raids. And this is basically where we start to spend our gold. Up until right now, everything can be done just by progressing and just by using our AP. Now there's actually one last thing we can do before we spend our money. And it is, if we get over to the seal shop right here, both in the guild seal shop, you see these element stones, and also in the Seal of Bravery shop. I would suggest you to get them on the guild seal shop. Seal of Bravery is really, really important for you early on, because you can get your Astera weapon to +13. This is worth getting, by the way, if I didn't mention it yet. You will exchange the Astera to Militian, but not as a priority. There's gonna be like a few weeks actually of you using the Astera, so make sure to grab it to +13, just like all of the armors. It's a combined 240 seals to get everything to 13. Really worth it. But with the +1 stones, you can use them on your earrings, the weapon, the offhand, the belt, both rings, and the brooch. The brooch is basically where you actually spend probably your first gold, but we'll talk about that in a second. Those 7 items can get a guaranteed +1 critical or balance, making it so you get basically almost the same stats out of it that completing Ein Lacher does for you. I myself ran the calculations for my character, and 9 out of 10 times I think I needed the crit. So I bought the crit. You can basically also get balance. Maybe your character is already a bit progressed, has other items. Feel free to pick up the balance if you need it personally or change it later on, but crit is usually going to be your first gatekeeper. Okay, anyways, spending your first money. Getting a brooch really early on is really helpful because, as I just mentioned, you can get another free +1 critical on it. There's a bunch of different options. Either you get the one that I have, it's a ruler brooch. It's like super expensive, just a few thousand gold. And enchanting it with a passion enchant scroll, which you get for free by leveling, gives you another 200 defense, working towards the defense cap that you need. You can get the next more expensive step would be the blue kitty brooch, because it already gives you +1 crit on the item and another +1 crit with the infusion. But if you have some excess money, I might even recommend you to go for the red moon brooch right away, because it doesn't only give you the +1 crit the blue brooch gives you, but it's also +2 attack speed, which is pretty neat, especially as a character who really needs attack speed. You probably want to spend the extra, like, what is it, 8 million or so to get the 2 attack speed, because I don't think you can get attack speed that cheap in any other place. From there, your really first big spender item will be the offhand. For multiple reasons. I'll show you on the marketplace right now on... That's EU prices, by the way, so sorry for everyone hoping that's NA. It will probably be more expensive for you. But for 30 million right here, if I hover it right now, you can see how I basically get 200 attack. That's pretty neat. With the 160 intelligence, that's actually even more. That's like 400 attack that I get. And also almost 2k defense. That is massive, really. For that money, I don't think you can get these stats anywhere else. And you also get free attack speed. And defense is, again, the first thing that gated me on this character, having done Nimhain, Baylor, Brig, and Ein Lacher already. And it's just really straightforward. You don't even need to enchant it right away because the enchants are really expensive. So actually just getting it as I saw it on the marketplace for 30 million is perfectly fine for now. Okay, so you bought the Book of Miletian. This is pretty important to be the Miletian one, right? The next thing you want to spend your gold on is going to be your weapon. It's finally time to replace the +13 Righteous Judgment Astera with plus however high you can get it, Chaotic Valor Miletian weapon. With the Chaotic Enchant Scroll, you could technically scrape by with an Immoral. They're basically the same scroll, just that Chaotic is an additional crit compared to Immoral. And you will replace the Immoral / Chaotic later on anyway for a Brutal. So it really comes down to how much money you have to spend right now. You can easily go for the Immoral. Right now on EU, it's 2 million for Immoral, 9 million for Chaotic. So it's easily worth it to just get the Immoral for cheap and start focusing on other things. But before you use your Miletian weapon, I need you to know that it has to have, I'm only saying this because I've seen it out there already, it has to have both enchantments that I mentioned. It has to be fully synthesized. Fully synthesized means you will right-click the item. Let me do it on something. Anyway, you right-click the item, Material Synthesis, you click Material Synthesis again, and right here in this window, all of these stats have to be yellowed out. The attack, the balance, and the crit rate on all of the items. Right here, you would need to +2 this still. You would need to spend... It costs 0 gold. Oh, never mind. Okay, yeah. It costs 0 gold because it's 0. Anyway. For Militian, it will cost you some gold, some resources. Do that before you start using it, because chances are, if you use the minimum stat Militian, it won't even be an upgrade to the Astera. And you also need to enhance it, obviously. +13 would be nice, so you wouldn't lose any damage, but really the thing to watch out for is additional damage. Using your newly acquired Militian weapon should not get you below 4k AD, because that is a quick battle requirement you have to meet in order to do raids. Okay, if you followed the guide up until this point, the only thing you are missing are a very few points of balance, a few points of crit, and also a lot of defense, actually, kind of. But there's a pretty easy way to get there. I'll explain you 2 different ways, actually. That's where you can kind of think and do different things, I guess. Anyways, the first one is just get 2/3 pieces of Militian armor, depending on your prior gear already. With some characters I was able to do with 2, with others I really needed 3 of them. Do prioritize the helmet, the gloves, and the boots, because replacing them, like replacing the Astera with Militian, will get you more defense increase than doing it on Greaves and the Mail. Also, neat thing to know is that you should replace, or you should craft this Militian armor with rank 6 enchant scrolls. They're decently cheap these days, but one thing you need to know is having both rank 6 enchant scrolls, the helmet will give you +2 crit and +1 balance, while the boots and the gloves will do it vice versa, 2 balance and 1 crit. Also, one thing I need to say right here is that every piece of Militian armor, also the weapon, will give you just +1 balance, period. So again, if you upgrade your Militian helmet, or if you upgrade your current Astera helmet to a rank 6 enchanted Militian helmet, you will gain +2 balance, +2 crit. If you do the boots or the gloves, you will actually get 3 balance, 1 crit. And also just, I think, like 600 defense. Like a decent amount, actually. This is the first way you can go. The second way you could also go is get the Dead Enchant Scroll on one of your rings, because it's making up for almost all of the missing balance that you need. And get stronger bracelets. I would probably recommend you to get silver ones right away, depending, like, this really also comes down if you are strength or magic. If you're a strength class, then going for the silver bracelets will probably cost you more money than on magic classes. But for my Tessa right now, I would probably go even for silver bracelets. They give you a bunch of attack and defense, both stats that you need. And doing the dead plus bracelet trick will basically enable you to get 1 less Militian armor piece to get where you wanna be. However, with the Militian armors, it's really easy to get them these days, kind of. Like, if you check the events, I think for the 2nd, maybe 3rd time in a row, they are running max stat Militian stuff and a rank 6 100% scroll. So if you do this current vending machine event, you get an almost fully done piece of Militian armor, so really worth for you to get. Alright, you guys, we talked about the character progression, we talked about everything that you can buy with seals or AP, I told you how to spend your money. This is really the most efficient way to go about it, that will get you to the Rommel requirements over time. Of course, you could always swipe and get it today. Whatever fits your shoe, I guess, but this is how I would approach it if I was to start over on a free-to-play character. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate your time that you spent on the video, and you hopefully enjoyed it, you hopefully learned something. I will answer all of your questions down below in the comments. As of right now, I'm currently unavailable on Discord. I will probably do a video talking about why in the future, but I will let you know over the community tab once I'm available on Discord again, so definitely feel free to subscribe to the channel so you get the notification when that is the case. But for today, have a great one, and I'll see you. Bye!